I could have forgiven all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I could have forgiven everything in the show if the writing was good.
Yeah, the writing was all correct.
I could have even forgiven the overall story if the writing for the characters was good.
The dialogue.
If the dialogue for the characters was good.
Once again, another flagship episode. Happy Monday.
We're going to get the laughs in. We're going to have a good time.
You guys are going to give me more gray hairs.
Just go with the flow.
Go with the flow.
Dude, I can't take it.
Welcome back to the Wacky Wonderful Wiseworks podcast, all of you guys, gals, geeks, and goofballs. Howdy. Well, already, man. Already. I'm
sorry.
This is Monday morning. We're here to make the world a better place on this Monday morning.
I'm trying.
This ain't Monday morning.
Trying.
You're drinking caffeine too. Isn't there caffeine in there?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
in
there's
Coke?
caffeine
Yeah,
in there.
there's caffeine in
There's
Coke.
tons of caffeine.
Tons of caffeine.
It's
in Coke.
okay. It don't affect him no more.
No more.
It's all about survival. It's all about endurance. Get that drive. You get that power.
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do we feel? All of us feel this feel right now.
I don't feel nothing except joy.
Why is that?
I don't. What are you talking about?
For me personally, it's
You don't have a reason. We didn't do anything important this week. We didn't do anything this weekend.
I don't know.
Did we do anything? We did nothing this weekend.
It was a little bit of a rough week. I don't know what I did. I think I drank too much milk, and I think I'm serious. And it was whole milk, and I really messed up my stomach for like the entire weekend.
Why?
So
Why?
we and then we went to the movies, and I'm like, and we went out on a walk, and I'm like.
That's why you were like, I don't think I want to swim in the ocean.
Yeah.
Might get them Hershey squirts
I did climb
amongst the waves.
That's the perfect place to do it, though.
Amongst the waves.
Amongst the waves.
Yeah. Let it wash away.
I did climb a rope.
You did.
I did climb a rope.
All the way to the top.
Very quickly. Much quicker than the last time.
It's because you dropped all that weight, bro. You were just scaling it like a dang monkey. Or a freaking koala bear.
I mean, great podcast. You get 30 seconds in and talking about Hershey squirts.
I mean, he brought it up. He's like, I mess up my stomach with the milk.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Wyatt has these fun terms for human manure.
No, don't. We're not.
For the
we're
pooping?
not. For pooping. We're not talking about that.
Why? Everyone's curious
I know
now.
Exactly what you're trying to bring
Every
up.
time I come out of the bathroom,
Every
time I come out of the bathroom or go into the bathroom, I say some new thing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm getting to the point where I'm looking forward to you pooping.
I'm looking forward to like coming up with new things.
I'm gonna have a giggle.
Yeah.
Let me just say it. About a week ago.
No, we don't have to repeat this.
I want to repeat it.
Was the worst.
I don't even know where I heard this.
Look, Wyatt walks in, he's like, gotta go drop a stank pickle.
I gotta go slam dunk a stink pickle
through a hoop.
I swear.
Honestly,
why?
I want to say that I probably got that from Final Space.
Really?
I want to say that's where, because I remember
it sounds
hearing
like
it.
an old
I remember
thing,
hearing it, and I'm like, where did I hear it? And the only thing I could think of that I had watched recently was Final Space. It's like, maybe they said it in there.
That sounds like some hole in
there.
I mean, they had a full-blown fat peace stream fight in the show. I think they could drop a stank pickle line.
Speaking of, I know this wasn't part of it, but I want to really quickly.
Let's see the update on Godspeed.
Yeah.
I
keep talking
while he's looking through that. Did you see the picture Ethan posted on Instagram?
No.
Oh.
I want to see it now. What happened? What is it? What's going on?
He posted an old picture he found of me and John Mark.
You and Jamark?
For real?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I remember this.
Let me see.
I remember this.
Look at those eyelashes.
I remember this. I remember this.
I had one.
Look at them eyelashes. Look at that.
Hold on, send this to me. I got to put it as an overlay on the video.
Those are beautiful eyes.
And you got Jamark's?
Not quite as beautiful as
Heck
me.
yeah, not quite. Wyatt is a cute
so
little beautiful boy.
I
I
had such
remember
long,
this
beautiful
was
eyelashes
at
when I was a kid.
camp meeting
yeah.
because
Miss
of
Darlene
Miss
had us-
Rivers, Miss Darlene Rivers, I guess.
Wait, were you guys there? That
Yeah, I had
were
one
there,
of those.
and
You
then
have
we
one?
did then we
Yes.
did live size David and Goliath too.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
I was there for
year.
that
Can
year.
you find? You
No,
guys gotta
we
find
definitely
that
threw
picture.
that away.
Oh,
We
dang.
definitely.
It'd be so fun to line them all up.
It would be fun, but I didn't know this
I don't
moment was
have it.
coming.
I didn't know either.
Send me them pictures.
I will.
Take a screenshot. Send me those pictures before it goes away.
So Godspeed is at 397,000.
Okay, so
Very good.
we broke all of the
We're
things
this
except.
close to being 400.
So
How many
I think
days left?
The final. So all
5
of the
days.
all of the goals were hit except the very last one, which was 500K.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 days. By the time this comes out, it'll be basically be done.
we got to get it. It's gonna be out it's gonna be done by now. By the
Yeah.
time this comes out publicly, but we got to get it to 400 at least.
I think
400 is
an
solid.
achievable goal.
Yeah.
Good.
All we have to
Go.
do is
An achievable goal.
2,000 and some change. 2,000 and some change.
Okay.
Is what we got to get it at.
He'll make it. I don't think we'll make it to 500K.
What if we just put, like, we created a reel just saying, we got to get it 2,000 and some change.
Yeah, I mean, you wanna do
donate.
some
You know what?
$5.
Okay, hold on.
10
You know what
bucks.
You know what I'm looking forward to?
We do a live stream.
No.
And
No.
stay
This is what-
live until
listen,
it gets
listen to me.
400,000.
Listen to me. This is what I'm excited about. When he puts out that video where he's like, "Thank you so much."
You're waiting for that. Thank you so much.
I'm waiting for that "Thank you so
Yeah.
much" video,
I think we should go live on Instagram
and just do it till.
and just stay live until he hits 400.
So what we get our 10 people that might join the live.
To donate like as much as possible.
Everybody donate $100.
I mean,
$100.
we're they're
Skip
so
out on your tithe this
close.
month.
They're so
Godspeed.
close.
He'll get there. Don't worry. And even if we don't get there, we already blew every goal except the last one out. And there was a bunch of goals. Think about that.
I think I'm gonna
that
go live
first
on my
goal
own
to
personal
just do it.
Instagram. Just stay
Do it.
alive.
That first goal to just do it was blown out of the water real fast.
Mhm.
All right. So it's a success.
Mhm.
We not quite as much a success as we had wanted on the
We
initial
wanted a
podcast.
million.
We wanted him to get to $1 million.
We wanted a million.
Of course. But it's okay. We're gonna he's gonna do something awesome with this money. All right?
Yeah.
Trust him. But there we go. Godspeed, Olin. And thank you for being who you are.
Mm-hmm.
What's our opener?
Our
What are we
opener
opening
is
with?
let's discuss a little bit. Let's take it way back.
All right. Oh,
Can I say this though? Only 3,000 backers.
Dang, dude.
3,000.
It's a lot of money for only 3,000
backers. What's
That's
that
like,
average?
I think
3,000?
$120 a person or something. $150 a person. Something like that.
So 400,000
1,000 divided by 3,000. It's $133. $130 a per piece, roughly.
Yeah.
That's a generous bunch.
solid.
But let's take it way back.
Gotta go
A
back.
little bit of that
in time.
SP. Steven Spielberg SS.
Wait, we're talking about E.T.?
We're talking about E.T.
Wait, what?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Was anybody scared of E.T. as a kid?
Absolutely.
I think everybody was scared of
Well,
E.T.
the thing is, E.T. was initially like in the early concept, it was supposed to be like another scary movie.
Was it
Kind of like
really?
Jaws. Yeah, it was going to be. Then
Was
they
it gonna be
changed
like-
it.
oh, okay.
They changed it because he had done Close Encounters of the Third Kind,
Mm.
and then they're like, let's do an alien, another.
Fun fact.
What? What?
Oh, wait, was that not what we're trying to do? Figure
No,
out the fun
you're
facts?
trying to
Oh.
find it? No, that's
Yeah.
not it. That's not it.
So,
and I got tons of fun facts. You're gonna keep fun facting me.
we weren't
No, that wasn't.
we
it.
weren't privy to the fun facts of this film before we get to choose it.
When you guys first watched ET, what was it like for you?
Definitely on a VHS tape.
Oh yeah.
Definitely on a VHS
I think
tape.
I was too young to realize how well crafted of a
You know-
story this was.
Do you guys remember watching the VHS tapes that were like taped and there was some static in them. So you'd have to hit the tracking button to track it and it would like, zzz, and then it would fix itself. And then you'd be like, no, that's not good. Let's go the other way. Zzz.
Yep.
And then you'd have to track it down and you're like, that looks bad.
That looks good.
That looks good.
I would say this is probably one that I watched at my grandmother's. And I think I've said before, watching movies at my grandmother's house was always kind of like, that's where we watched the magical movies.
Yeah.
You know? And so that's what this one was, probably.
Do you remember it being, because you're a lover of storytelling, did you remember this being like, wow, what a
It was always a
wonderful
fun adventure.
It was a fun adventure.
Yeah.
So you're watching
I remember,
E.T. and Never Ending Story.
No.
Or like,
oh goodness.
what's the one with Tim Curry that you guys really like?
Three Musketeers?
No, the one you got Joseph to watch that I haven't seen.
Oh, he's
That's on
talking about
YouTube.
the one with Sean Austin.
Oh, that was
Discworld.
No. That I didn't watch that till recently.
Oh.
The
okay.
Color of Magic.
Yeah, Color of Magic.
No, it would have been like the old Batman cartoon or you know the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff.
I remember, I had this weird thing with these movies, like 80s kind of Steven Spielberg style films, is I would enjoy most of the film, and then there's like this weird dark section, which is a part of storytelling, that I always just started feeling depressed and a little scared and sad, and I would just remember thinking as a kid, I wish this section of the film wasn't here.
It's part where Elliot's like out in the rain or something.
Yeah, and Halloween when they're waiting for the home caller to work and it's getting cold and he's looking sick and I'm just like, why?
It's getting late outside, Elliot.
What happened to the fun and the adventure?
What happened to the fun and the adventure?
Yeah.
Or like, what's Elliot's big brother?
Michael.
Michael, he comes down, he runs to the stream, and he's like, no, he's dying. And he gets the raccoons, and then he grabs him and takes him back.
Dang it, man.
Yeah, just like cold, dead E.T.
Yeah.
Just white as snow.
Yeah. White as snow.
Yeah.
Wait, I actually, hold on, I have a picture of that. I wanted to ask you actually, why do you think he came back to life if he was dead?
Fun fact!
No, I'm telling you. Why do you think? Okay, because I don't know exactly how.
I would say
Because the chest lights up.
no. I would say
It was there. No, I think it had something to do with the bond. Yeah,
there was a bond
between him and Elliot
right.
was what was killing him.
Or do you think it might have been the bond between his people?
Well, no, he was.
No, with Elliot.
So it started when Elliot was sick. He started getting sick. Then they separated him from Elliot. So
then he
Elliot
died.
And then he died, yeah.
Elliot had the flu.
No, I think Elliot was attached to him though.
and so when
But Elliot had the flu from staying out all night and getting cold.
And so when like he sees him the last time, I think the connection is still there, and so it kind of jump starts him a little bit.
But I don't know because the freaking why was the what did the thing on the inside the chest represent? Do you
His
think?
people were coming back.
No, it was his life force.
It was his life force, but it was also his kind was coming back because he made the phone call.
So.
He made the phone call was starting to
No,
work.
I think that was about the connection. Because every time he lit up his finger and like he touched Elliot, I think he was passing energy into him and creating that bond. And when Elliot was talking to him, he gave that back through love and friendship.
Love and friendship.
And friendship.
When I always watched this, I could never figure out why he came back.
I don't
from
know.
The dead.
I mean,
love and friendship.
Steven Spielberg
He had his reasons.
is an odd guy. I mean, this was during what? When did this come out? 70? 80?
You're looking to me. You could have done some research too, sir.
Fun fact, guy.
Not fun fact. Look, I just think I think the message of the story. What would you say the message of the story is? Friendship, family
and friendship.
Family and friendship. But is there a deeper message about family and friendship? Is there a repeated line in the film that I'm forgetting?
There's one like at the very end, the most heartfelt line.
Yes.
He's like, I don't want you to leave. I want you to always be here with me. And he said, he's like, I am with you. In here. Right? And he pokes his chest. That's what it's about. It's about friendship, And no matter if your friend goes away or you go away or whatever, they're always alive in here.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
I think
Keep your friends close.
This is not backed by anything. I'm just throwing something out there. Steven Spielberg has a lot of these kid, adventure stories. I think somehow he's kind of, there's this psychology of like when he was a kid, he had these adventures of, I've seen videos of, have you ever seen videos of Steven Spielberg when he was younger, like doing on Super 8, filming? I saw a video where he was making a war film and he thought to himself, how can I get a grenade to go off? So he took a small piece of 2x4 and he covered one end with a bunch of rocks and dirt and stuff. And so when the actor would run up, he would hit the 2x4. It would make it go into the air like a grenade. And he's just filming it. He's like, And
they still use techniques like that today.
It looks good. When he was like 11, 12 years old.
Dang it, Steven.
He has this kind of, he's reminiscing of this past and just being a kid and having adventures.
I think he also, wants to capture a moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've talked about this before of something that's in your head and you know that it can be something special.
Yeah.
You know that it can say something to an audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to capture that and to share it with people is something special. And there is a kind of magic and like a lesson almost with kids, right?
Yeah.
Of they're still imaginative, but they have to
learn things.
They're looking at adult problems through the eyes of a kid, and they're having to learn.
Mm-hmm.
They're having to understand that your friend's not always going to be with you. People go away, people leave, people die. Bad things happen
for sure.
But
there's a lesson to be learned.
That's what it's about, growing up and learning.
I heard this one thing that someone said, like, there's, like, kids are important because at a certain age, you basically understand the world. You can see new things, but you know how the world operates. Things aren't surprising you anymore. Like, the world becomes a little gray. Then you have kids or kids around you. And they're still experiencing all this new thing, and it rekindles something inside of you. So for an audience, imagine seeing a world like this through the eyes of a kid on screen. All of a sudden, it's rekindling inside you. What are you smiling about?
I don't know. I'm going down the rabbit hole of memories and just thinking, like, me and Wyatt are going to be going to Maranatha soon.
Yes.
It's about like a month away, but. So many memories that we had as a kid of just like, creating superheroes, we did the superhero
during
thing where
service.
We'd come up with our powers. We'd imagine a grand story, this Slender Man, this monster, the ghost of what? And it was just like, we came up with so many stories, and now we're going
Eddie
back
Murphy.
as an adult.
The ghost of Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
The ghost of Eddie Murphy. And just, there's not, to be honest, the camp is run down now. It's not
old.
great to go back, but we have so much memories going back that.
Why do you think it's my favorite place on earth?
It literally sparks this thing when we go back that just,
The smell of
the smell, yeah.
The smell of the air.
the everything.
The crick. The Tabernacle Room. The thing is, Tabernacle Room actually inspires deep emotion and inspiration because of you and Jamark. You guys would prompt me to fool around during service. Be like, draw your superhero now. And I would be like, okay, I guess I guess he would probably have pants that look like this. No, he doesn't have pants. He has knee pads. You know, that kind of thing.
What kind of powers does he have? What's his weakness? What's his kryptonite?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was thinking about ET stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I see me and Wyatt in like a month being like, I'm drawing a superhero. What are you doing? And all these kids are actually paying attention, and we're just like drawing superheroes.
I did want to mention a lot of Spielberg's movies are about kids.
Yeah.
About growing up.
Yeah, Super 8.
See a similar theme
in produced Super 8.
In almost every
it wasn't
in
J.J.
almost
Abrams.
every movie
you're right.
that he's involved in, it's like
Kids.
growing up
Yeah.
is a big part of his movies. You know, what was the other one I was thinking of? Hook. He did Hook, right?
Yep, he did Hook.
Hook. It's a big theme in Hook.
Jurassic Park.
This one, Jurassic Park. It's a big thing. It's cool.
Yeah, the kids are. I think kids are. Joshua's talked a lot about this on the podcast. Kids are kind of like a superpower for your story in some way, not just because you relate to them in a more emotional way, but there's so many things. Like I just said, you see the newness of life through kids' eyes. So why not use a kid to tell your story?
Yeah.
Freaking Goonies.
Goonies.
You
Yeah,
know?
there you go.
A whole bunch of kids. Just a whole band of them.
And Thanos.
I think, out of these three, who was the best actor?
Elliot. The kid
Elliot.
plays Elliot.
Elliot definitely was good.
Gosh dang it, they're all three so good though.
They're
good.
solid. You know, I don't mean to pull ourselves out of this like kid, and this is kind of dark, but you know, Drew Barrymore had to emancipate herself like after this film because of her parents wanting to take all her money.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Which actually
corrupting the mind of like a 10-year-old, 8-year-old.
less. That she looks like she has a face of a 7-year-old.
She's real little.
Real little. Now she actually I learned that they only got paid minimum wage. All of their money was from residuals.
Yeah.
Like they barely made anything during the film. Barely anything, literally. But their residual check was fat though.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It do
Probably still getting money. from
Probably
it.
still getting money.
Whew.
Yeah, I know. This picture makes a residual noise.
yeah.
What lens and camera did they use to get?
Oh, they just use a long lens, and they went to like Canada.
I mean, that's clearly not real. You can't have a bike fly, but digitally put in there, they had to have gotten like a video of and just overlaid that.
I would be willing to say, I might say that they might have. This is a good freaking question.
How did they do it?
Yeah, how did they do it?
It was probably 2 videos overlaid somehow. So the bike was one.
Okay, we
and
got
then-
that. We got that. Don't
and
insult
then-
our intelligence. We understand the bike's not really there. I'm more thinking about the trees, the size of the moon, the stars in the background. I'm thinking because is there a place like in not Canada, maybe Canada or maybe like the North Pole or Alaska that you can go and see a big moon like this where you can film it with a long lens and see this much detail
That's
on the moon?
that's possible.
Maybe.
I'd say that's possible.
Or is that just a fake moon?
I don't know.
could be
I'm not.
fake.
This isn't VFX Artists React. I know they would have the answer. They would know what to say.
They'd be like, clearly, this is
To be honest, I
fake
think
There's this
moon.
rotoscope did there, and what they had to do was they had to take this process called whatever, where they take a black lens and they put it over. They have to cut it out.
probably fake only because growing up, every time we had campouts with Seth, he's like, you see the face in the moon? You see the face?
see the face.
I don't see the face here.
There's no face.
So it's gotta
there.
be fake.
The craters are there.
You think so?
Yeah, the
We got
craters are
the
there.
craters. You just
Yeah,
don't
see
the
there.
face.
There's one. There's one. There's one. There's one.
There's the booty hole
Yeah,
of the moon.
but does that make it real though? It could be fake.
No idea.
I don't think this is a real moon.
I don't think so.
I think
either,
this,
to be honest.
I think this is the real moon because I see the craters.
agree to. You can draw craters.
No, it's probably real, but I think they've done some, merging digitally
You don't think we had?
and stuff
You
like
don't
that.
think we had pictures of the moon like this back then?
No, we did.
No.
It's just
we did.
I'm thinking about what is. They had a $10 million budget.
Mm-hmm.
10% of it went to designing ET.
Yeah.
like, don't say fun fact.
No.
I think this is a real picture of the moon.
You think so?
Yeah. I think it's whatever they're doing in the process of blowing it up to make it look this grand. I don't know, but I think it's a real picture of the moon.
It's convincing either way for its time. I think it's wonderful. What other final thoughts do you guys have about good memories?
Real quick about this shot. Is there a more iconic shot in movie history?
It's there's probably in movie history.
Maybe Jurassic Park with the T-Rex roaring.
No.
No, because
this
is part
silhouetted
of Steven Spielberg's production company.
Yeah, this moment
it has
is so
the logo.
I know,
that's his logo.
I know.
This moment is so iconic. The silhouette, the moon, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's a more iconic shot. Right?
They put him on the third.
I'm genuinely thinking I can't think of one. Comment if there's a better iconic
there's
shot.
A lot of
because
iconic
I just can't
shots
think of
in
one
movies.
right now.
Yeah.
But this one really sticks out.
For sure. They filmed this in sequential order.
Did they really?
Yeah, they didn't film it out of order.
Probably good for the kids.
Yeah, that was the point. They wanted it to be emotionally consistent for the story. What?
Did you get part of your fun facts?
Yeah, it's in there.
About the angles of the camera being looking upwards. Did you get that stuff?
Explain.
It's been a minute since I looked this up, but this was from an interview I found with Steven.
You talking about authority shots?
No, it's like the first 10 minutes of the movie or something like that, all from looking up from the perspective of, and he did it because he wanted it to be like the perspective of a child looking up.
Or E.T.?
I think it was from a child, and he was saying like he didn't want, as a kid you're always looking up and you have this perspective of things.
So
I don't remember exactly what it was, but I thought it would be part of your fun facts.
No, I didn't read that. But at what part are they looking up?
So not the whole movie's like that.
Well, that's an authority shot, but
True.
that's at the end of the film.
At the whole beginning stuff where they're shining the flashlights, it opens the sequence with them looking through the woods for the aliens, and you don't see the faces of the people who are looking. It's like,
oh, in the woods?
Yeah, it just shows them from the waist down, and it's like this, and then it goes into the town and
I
stuff.
have a question. Did we answer the question that you were asking? Oh, okay. All right, good. I just wanted to make sure because you kept it hidden. I thought we were going to go. I thought,
Maybe that's the thing.
Also,
there was no question.
What does ET stand for?
Let's grab that, make it a short. Extraterrestrial.
What does
Son of a gun.
ET stand for?
What does ET stand for?
Extra testosterone.
Oh, justice.
All right. That's our recent thoughts of E.T., everybody. Tell us what you thought of E.T., because E.T. is a beloved film. Since the clip's over, it was how did E.T. come back to life?
Oh.
And I was trying to guide the correct answer in there.
What is the correct answer?
There's actually not one. There's
friendship.
There's
friendship.
Friendship. It can't. That's acceptable. But actually, a lot of people subscribe to the hive mind when his family is coming back because he's saying they're coming or whatever.
It could. It could be the proximity of the other aliens, but
I like your answer.
I like love and friendship.
Let me interrupt the podcast for just one moment. We have a Patreon, and we do all kinds of cool stuff, including early content for this podcast a week ago, a week early. We also have the Midnight Special a week early, so if that's something that you're interested in seeing, some exclusive content like movie commentaries, pre-shows that we do each week for the podcast, go check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. We would greatly appreciate it. Let me stop taking up all your time. Let's get back to the conversation. Thank you, Shelby.
Yes,
for being a Patreon supporter. We appreciate you. We shout out a patron every single week, and we only got a couple.
Only
So if you want to start hearing your
couple.
name on the podcast,
Yeah.
go ahead and
Get on
go
the
to the
Patreon.
link in the description, select a tier, and we'll give you a shout out. We'll give it to you. Thank you for the patrons who are subscribed to a tier, and thank you for you future patrons, because we know you're going to go over there and do it. There's all kinds of exclusive content.
You gonna do it? You're trying to strong arm them.
No, I'm leading them with a smile.
So what are we talking about?
All right. We
I know-
initially titled this portion of the podcast in our preparations.
Mm-hmm.
Rant about Kenobi.
Oof.
Obi Wan Kenobi.
So I already know how me and Wyatt and probably Joseph is going. We watched it separately, but Joseph is going to react to the show. I've been talking to the public, which means I talked to a couple of coworkers.
I
about
also
it.
talked to a coworker, Jonathan, in fact, who's been on the podcast.
They don't agree with me at all. People liked the show.
Hold on. First, we got to acknowledge, from start to finish, you're like, how do you feel about it? Good, bad, neutral?
I mean, it's called a rant for a reason.
But the thing is,
That's my rant. That's my feelings. It
okay.
was-
The thing all
I'm
right.
uneasy.
So I don't necessarily agree with Jonathan,
Mm-hmm.
but he said he thinks the last 2 episodes made the whole season.
The last 2 episodes were stronger.
I would agree with that. I mean, not made the season, but we're stronger. Yes.
I think also because they got a different action choreographer
Mm-hmm.
for the last 2 episodes, and so the that kind of guided how everything happened.
moved.
I did not know that. I know you had a big thing with how Vader fought.
I have a big thing with every fight
Yeah.
in
Okay.
this show.
Let's get into it.
I
then.
don't like the way the lightsaber fights go down because it feels like they're trying to I don't know, mix the choreography to make it kind of like the old, kind of like
the
new.
prequels, like they're
Yeah.
in the middle.
And so it feels slow. It feels stunted
Okay.
for one thing, but then also it feels extremely unrealistic.
How unrealistic? Because Jedi fights have always felt unrealistic.
Well, it's like they'll do a move and then they'll spin around and do a lightsaber hit, right? Well, the spinning's wasn't a problem in the prequels because they're moving so fast.
Mm-hmm.
They're moving quickly.
Yeah.
In this, it feels they're moving so slow.
Mm-hmm.
The fight between Vader and the Inquisitor, right? She gets on the ground and is cartwheeling her legs around him somehow, and
Yeah.
I'll say
What I noticed about the fights
Uh-huh.
is a lot of them, it was dark with lightsaber lit scenes. We have not really seen that a lot. Visually, it looked cool, but that doesn't make it a cool fight.
I'm gonna be honest. I could barely see a thing.
I mean, all you see is lightsaber.
At the end, both sequences, saber fight and Inquisitor lady chasing down Luke.
yeah,
couldn't
which
see a
was
thing.
pathetic.
Could not
honestly.
see
That's 'cause you
a
got
thing.
cheap TV.
Couldn't see a thing. I'm telling you.
The also when they first approach, when Vader comes out of the ship at the end, the background and the lightsabers and everything, it felt like somebody's fan-made YouTube video. I'm like, I've seen YouTube videos like this on YouTube
Yeah.
that look this good,
Yeah. But this is Kenobi.
but this is Kenobi
With a big
Why?
budget.
Why?
Before we get too far ahead of ourselves, her character,
Bad.
Yeah.
all around.
Mm.
No, we gotta say we called this crap. We called every corner of this
Dude, I
crap.
called this. I was telling
listen,
Josh
hold on.
in the episode. I called this from the beginning.
Yes, let me say this. Me and Wyatt had a long discussion after episode 1 or episode 2. We had a long discussion and we basically landed on, you called, she's a youngling. She's trying to rise in the ranks, and I added to that, she's trying to kill Vader.
I was not part of this, and I didn't think Wyatt called it. But if you're saying
I'm telling you, he called it. And
I was not part of him calling it.
I liked it. I liked him for it.
I didn't believe that he called it.
I want to say.
I called
it.
You
You didn't say no.
Are you sure?
You
Did you
said,
look at the podcast?
We didn't do this on a podcast.
Are you sure?
No, we definitely didn't because
said,
I didn't know that
you
beforehand.
said she's a youngling, and I was like, wait a minute, that's crazy. I didn't think of that.
All right,
and
hold
then
on.
I added later. We also
I wasn't part of this because remember I didn't believe you. I was like, no, you didn't call it. No, you didn't call it.
Okay.
I didn't believe you.
Can I finish my thought?
No.
Can I? All right.
No.
You are misremembering this.
No,
I know
I'm not.
for certain because I remember you saying it's like she just wants to be in charge, and I was like, how does that make any sense? You were like, she wants to be the Grand Inquisitor. And I was like, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Why did they show the beginning scene with
At
the
one
younglings?
point, we discussed the possibility of her wanting to replace Vader, but
I want to
not
say
that she was stopping
I
at the
am
Grand Inquisitor.
100% positive. I said she wants to kill Vader. Her whole thing is she wants to kill Vader.
So you're just taking 100% credit for this thing?
I am not part of this because I was not part of even the youngling thing. When you said it, when it actually happened on the show, I remember you were like,
I'm giving him 100% credit for the youngling.
And I was like, no, you didn't. No, you remember us arguing about that?
I thought we talked about it on the podcast.
No,
we didn't.
I
we were
wasn't
sitting
a part
on the
of
couch
any of that.
talking about it one afternoon.
I wouldn't do this unless I was 100% sure.
Okay, just take all the credit then. Give me nothing.
Because I wouldn't have sat on the couch and been like, I called this if you had called it.
Here, this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have called it to the extent that you called it unless you were bouncing ideas off of me.
No, this was my initial thought when going into this.
He didn't bounce it off me because when he said it,
didn't bounce it off you.
I didn't believe him.
But how many times
are
are we sitting on the couch and Josh is sitting behind us?
all the time.
Yeah.
Or he's in his room napping.
or something.
And then he comes out and he's like, what?
So I just figured I figured you were probably there.
I was at work probably. It was probably for
Oh yeah, that's when
the
you weren't.
Monday
the
when
Monday
I was
you
at
weren't.
work.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
here.
get off every third
Every
Monday.
other Monday.
We get off this Monday.
I took off this Monday, so I will be there.
Joshua
You
his
didn't take
vacation
it.
day.
I will be there.
All right, take all the credit.
I
don't think you would have arrived at this without my help.
If I wasn't 100% sure that I called this from the beginning.
Don't look at me.
I don't
know.
do this.
I
I don't
didn't
do this
believe him.
often.
Yes, you do.
No.
You're every time we do a ranking episode, you're like, all of those are my picks.
If
Woo, I win.
No.
I win.
If I wasn't sure who said it, I would give it to you. But this has happened before.
I think I
John
said
Mark
it.
and I had an idea.
No, I said it.
And John Mark is stayed true to his idea that he had this idea. I came up with it was a Game of Thrones theory. And that I came up with. I was like, this is what I was gonna think happens. And he goes, yeah. And then as time went on, he was like, no, I had that idea.
Now, you called me during Game of Thrones one time and was like, Jaime Lannister is Azor Ahai.
No, it was I thought the theory that John Mark claimed as his own was that Theon Greyjoy was Azor Ahai.
And you called and told me that you told me that theory, not Jamark.
Yeah. He probably already knew by then.
Well, we're not talking about Game of Thrones. We're talking about this.
Regardless, we had the idea.
It was a group effort
together.
I was there.
I was also there.
No, you weren't. You were at work.
The story,
In spirit.
the story wasn't so incredibly predictable that you couldn't have watched the first episode and been able to predict it easily on your own.
Stop it.
That's kind of dark.
Yeah, no, that was an easy prediction.
Look, so we don't like her character. Would you stop? What about her character?
Oh,
Leia.
I swear, half of the show when she came on screen was me and Wyatt. You little brat! Just shut up!
So I was.
So why?
You guys are hating on a little girl.
Look, I've never been against,
hating women.
Child abuse.
child abuse.
I am with her.
But
I've never been
for
against
a show
child
like
abuse.
she. Number one, she gets captured by like mercenaries,
Yeah.
right? And she's talking and screaming, and I'm like, you're a bad guy. Why wouldn't you hit this child?
Yeah.
How many movies I've seen, like gritty movies where they punch a kid in the
Because
face?
this is Disney, bruh.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like
Also-
full closed fisted.
Good
also,
grief, don't get too dark.
She ran under a chest-high branch to escape. She did this a couple times in the show. Where
She runs
ran
under
away.
things.
She's like, and it's a little kid run. Too. It's not very fast.
Look, she's supposed to be 10 years
couldn't
old.
catch her.
She's
Yeah,
supposed to
yeah.
be 10 years old. That's a face. Just like Drew Barrymore.
Oh
No,
that's a face.
no. Okay. I
I
respect Drew Barrymore in E.T. I respect.
I'm saying they look the same age.
No.
okay. Hold
No.
on.
She's not
No.
10.
Slow your roll. Slow your roll.
Drew Barrymore in E.T.?
Slow your roll.
What is even her name? I don't even know.
Let's look. Let's compare the writing.
You guys are hating on a
Let's
little
compare the
girl.
writing for E.T. versus the writing for this show.
Okay.
The kid did a good job with her acting.
Yes.
You think she did?
Yeah.
No, everything she said felt like she was a little. I just.
But the character sucked. The little girl who played young Leia did a good job.
She gave
with
it her heart and
acting.
soul.
Their writing was bad. It's hard to expect Obi Wan to be able to make this writing believable. Which
There you go.
half the stuff he said I wasn't with.
Vivian
Blair.
But to make a little kid her age deliver dialogue of this quality,
Wait, when was he in the show? I don't remember.
he's the fifth brother. The dude with the hat.
The one that you said, throw it up there, Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's him.
Hello.
What?
Yeah.
He don't
Look,
look like him at all.
I'm
He
gonna
was
be
in a lot of
honest.
makeup.
I'm gonna be honest. The writing across the board, in the same way that they had Vivian act out scenes
Mm-hmm.
that got under your skin, they had Obi Wan Kenobi, Ewan McGregor say lines that made you want to roll over and pop
yeah.
yourself in the head.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I have nothing against the kid. I think the kid's probably she
did a good job.
like her like facial expressions when she's acting and her micro expressions are really solid. She was really good. She delivered as well as you can with this.
What a
kind of
crappy
writing.
script.
Yeah.
Can we give some solid? I feel like we're all over the place with this review of the show.
Well, it's a rant, so we can go wherever we please.
can we? I don't know. What did you like? Why, Joseph?
I like that they did the callback to the animated series where they showed his eye off. Darth
I
Vader and the.
hated this scene.
All right, tell us why.
I hated it because I was watching and I'm like, they did this.
Yeah,
I was like, they
wanted
did
to bring
this
it to,
in Star Wars Rebels. I was like, he's practically saying the same things.
Oh, so they just ripped off Dave Filoni.
I'm watching the scene and then I see posts on Instagram where people are like, check out these parallels. It's like, it's not a parallel. The one show did a really impressive emotional scene and the other one copied it.
Yeah. Tried to
carbon copy.
Tried
I didn't
to
get
copy
emotional
it.
at
now,
all.
like hearing his voice mixed with Darth Vader,
That was cool.
really solid, really cool. But you know, they did this scene in Rebels.
Yeah.
And it was way more poignant.
So you didn't like that they copied it. If it was an original live action moment, it might have been kind of cool. But
I liked seeing Hayden Christensen in there.
oh,
that was cool.
That was cool.
I was cool with that.
I think I will say this, and then we'll go right back to ranting.
Mm.
I thought most of the visuals pretty impressive
With Darth Vader?
with most of the show,
it
except for just the runaround action scenes. Like those aren't crazy, but like the design choices of moments for these big rooms, especially with the Emperor, like the contrast of this dark, cold.
Yeah, the
Mixed with
design
this
choices were
line
good,
of
yeah.
orange, it's beautiful.
I would
it looks
say-
good.
visually yes, but I have this thing where I look at a scene or a show and a movie, and is it tight or does it feel spread out?
You mean claustrophobic or not?
Claustrophobic in how big is the set?
Mm-hmm.
And I felt kind of claustrophobic, not super claustrophobic, but kind of claustrophobic with most of the I don't know what group you'd call that, but the group that was running away from the Empire.
rebels.
The rebels, essentially.
Well, that's I mean, kind of that's always how we felt with the rebels. They're always hiding in some tunnels or something.
Yeah, but it didn't feel good. Like, I mean, in Empire Strikes Back, when they're in those, and they're at the beginning of the movie, they're in that icy planet.
Yeah.
And they're in these things. It felt like there's a lot of people there. It felt tight, but it felt like a lot of people were there.
It felt big.
It felt big, but tight.
So we needed more people.
This felt tight, but small.
Yeah. And I get like, this is kind of like the beginning of, the rebels and stuff, which in every iteration of Star Wars, they're like, this is the beginning of the rebellion. These are the people who started. And it's probably like, all these people come together or whatever. But yeah, I would agree with that. Also, that shot where the speeder stops midair, my least favorite shot in this entire show.
Yeah, you hate that. Quick question. What did you guys think of that Anakin versus Kenobi callback to kind of parallel the story?
I was actually okay with that.
The dueling scenes.
Anakin looked really old.
I saw this.
Yeah,
I was about to say. I saw this
face.
meme where it was Steve Carell, 40-year-old virgin. It showed Anakin, 40-year-old Padawan, and it was like,
it was. I didn't mind. Aside from him looking a bit old, I didn't mind from the callback. Of course, Ewan McGregor just straight up looks like Obi Wan
with the slicked hair and the clean cut.
I was arguing with someone about this kind of stuff, and it was about the final episode of him doing his powers, Kenobi, and they
looked
said
like he was a witch.
Well, yeah, they said, well, Anakin has never seen Obi-Wan release his full powers and like show how powerful he is. And I questioned, I was like, okay, so what you're saying is from age of 10 years old to 25, going on every single mission with him, going on,
older than
countless
25
things, fighting with him for training. You've never seen Obi-Wan get into a scenario where he has just released how powerful he is. That is stupid.
Yeah,
to say.
That's kind of insane.
Anakin is way powerful. They made it a point that Anakin was more powerful than Kenobi because Anakin was the chosen one. He could not control those powers, but he is way more powerful than Obi-Wan.
Yeah, and it should have been the show. The show felt like it did everything wrong. Yeah. Very few things right. And I hate continuing to go back to Rebels, but there's a scene, with Darth Maul and Obi-Wan. It's the final scene with these two characters together. Where they present lightsabers. Darth Maul spins his thing around, and then he jumps forward. Obi-Wan makes 2 moves and kills him.
It's like a bad game of chess.
It's like a samurai moment. And I was waiting for Obi-Wan's samurai moment. But instead, they fell back on what the sequel trilogy did. It's like, no, the big thing in Star Wars is the Force. Clearly, it's the Force. It's obviously the Force. And it's like, yeah, it's really sick to see Darth Vader grab a ship out of the air and pull it down to the ground, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know this was the next slide.
Yeah.
But it's that mastery.
Yeah.
That subtle use of the Force, and just that's what I was looking for.
So I want to continue on that and say Darth Vader felt he was not consistent with his powers because on one hand, he was choking that girl, and then me and you were sitting on the couch being like, why would he not choke her out? He was Vader from the 4th movie or the 5th movie, and Empire Strikes Back, he would just like, nope, she messed up, she's done.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody new.
Yeah.
On the other hand, and I know the fight didn't turn out the way we wanted, she's still alive, but I liked the fight. This is something I did like. The fight of he broke the lightsaber in half, gave her a half, but yet it felt like he was just toying with her.
He
was toying with her, and she was trying to fight back, and he just like, nope. I'm way more powerful than you. You can't do anything.
Let me ask you guys this: what did you think of the constant use of the Force Darth Vader was using during combat? The never-ending. Nope, can't put your lightsaber here. Nope, not here. Not here. Not here. He was doing it with Kenobi as well.
It's meh in my opinion. Like it. I'm gonna roll back into Rebels.
Don't roll back into Rebels.
In Rebels, when you first see Darth Vader, and he fights the 2 Jedi, he fights very much like he did in the original show. It's very broad strokes, but it feels extremely fast and powerful without feeling like the prequels. And it feels like he's putting so much power behind his presence and his swings that they're just having trouble keeping up, right? That feels more Darth Vader, not him putting his hand up to stop a lightsaber.
Yeah, he reverted into like less of an authority presence in this show and more of like just a skilled Sith Lord.
Yeah.
And that has issues. I mean, you're crafting a new perspective. Also, the chest lights apparently were different than the original, and a lot of people online were pissed.
So a lot of people online were upset because his outfit's kind of a hodgepodge. It's like, oh, here's the best bits of the outfit from the first movie, from the second movie, from the third movie, when it should be an outfit that either we haven't seen before or is closer to what the first movie looked like, I don't know.
I had no problem with the outfit.
I mean, it's Darth Vader.
Yeah, I had no problem with that.
I'm not like a super fan where I need it to be perfect or I need it to be a certain era or anything. I would have liked it to maybe look a little bit different, have some accent, maybe like a red accent or something would have been sick on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
Did you like how at the end when Kenobi was coming to grips with he didn't destroy Anakin. Anakin chose to destroy himself, and Kenobi calls him Darth for the first time.
That was okay.
It was okay.
Everything that I think was good about the show ultimately was kind of okay. I didn't feel like there was anything outstanding or great.
Yeah,
because
I would
even
agree.
when he's like,
I would definitely agree.
I killed Anakin Skywalker. It's like, all right, he basically said the same thing in Rebels.
Yeah.
He's like, Anakin Skywalker is gone.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Rebels, so I don't.
The parallels.
Compare it to.
I need to. It's not parallels. It's just
it's the same scene.
Copying stuff.
You want to give it a rating?
Before we do that, I want to bring up the thing that annoyed me the most is how terrible all of the ships look across the board. All of the ships look so bad. How did you go from like things looking standard in Book of Boba Fett, from like Mandalorian, the terrible films done by J.J. Abrams and that bunch of wackiness, but all the visuals awesome, and then you get the Kenobi show, and the ships just flying around or landing, it's all so
you can tell
flat
you can look
and it just
look
looks
and see
like
where
a
it
box
lands
with texture put on top of it.
Doesn't look right.
It all looks wrong. They need to go back and redo the ships.
And my before I rate it is going to be I could have forgiven all of that. I could have forgiven everything in the show if the writing was good.
Yeah, the writing was all the crap.
I could have even forgiven the overall story if the writing for the characters
Felt good.
was good.
The dialogue.
If the dialogue for the characters was good.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Across the board, Joshua, rate it 1 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
That's a solid rating.
I was gonna say 3, but I don't want to give it a 3. I want to give it a 2.
It's a 2. You're right.
I want to
give
give
it a 2.
it a
I'm
2.
giving it a 2.
I'm giving it a 2.
I don't think in our day and age that we should have to be okay with mediocrity, because we've been doing it a lot. We're like, oh, these parts of the show, which is a vast majority, suck, and the writing sucks, and this sucks. But remember these awesome moments?
We're not looking for moments.
No, mediocrity across the board is not what we have to settle for.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's all they're pushing on us because, Hollywood's creatively bankrupt. And I could go.
Make a reel out of this.
I could go, but we need to move on.
I want to say this.
Yeah.
We ought to point this out because you have a message that is important to release. So people think
I want
about
to say
this.
something too after why it's finished.
Keep going what you're saying.
That's it. That's basically it. Hollywood's creatively bankrupt. They've, they're kind of falling back to this mode of mediocrity in their writing and their creativity. They're more focused on virtue signaling and woke agendas in, big IPs than they are in actually writing something good and interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no, I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah. That's a part of it, though.
It is a part of it. I mean, when you're releasing tweets before the show comes out, calling fans racist and bigots.
If they don't like the show.
If they don't like the show,
Racist
that's
and bigots,
not,
I guess.
That's not, if you don't like a character, it shouldn't be, oh, you're a racist or you're a bigot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, write a better character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have, any problem with any of the characters. Just write them better.
Mm-hmm.
As we're stepping away from Kenobi, I want to look at the camera and say, if you didn't like us just, ranting and being like, this is a 2 out of 10. This is a terrible show. Go watch our Top Gun review. We gave that a flying colors, and it was a great movie.
It was.
Yeah, we don't always rant here.
So Hollywood is not fully corrupt.
Mm.
Well,
it's fully corrupt.
Yeah.
But as far as like creatively bankrupt, not completely.
All of the,
it starts in the writer's room.
Yeah.
It starts in the writer's room. And if you're bad in the writer's room, you're bad across the board.
Yeah.
You can get Ewan McGregor on the film. You can get really talented actors on the film, on the show or the series. And if it's bad from the writer's room, it's bad across the board.
I mean, you could even get Snoop Pup on there.
Snoop Pup?
Snoop, it's not Snoop Dogg. Ice
Cube. Ice Cube's son.
Ice Chunk. I don't know. What's the?
You called him Snoop Pup.
Ice Cube's kid.
Ice Cube's kid. I meant to say
Snoop Pup would be Snoop Dogg's kid.
Yeah.
Dude,
totally
I want to see Snoop Pup.
I wonder how many Snoop Pups are out there.
I'm just kind of. At this point. I'm done apologizing for anything that Hollywood's putting out. Right.
Yeah.
I'm done with kind of the mediocrity thing. If it's bad, I'm calling it out.
Call it
from
out
now on.
Yeah.
Listen, Hollywood and people that aspire to work in Hollywood someday, if you have an agenda that you're going into Hollywood with, don't pursue it.
Yeah.
Just I don't know, live in your mom's basement.
Yeah.
I don't care. Stay out of Hollywood. We gotta transform storytelling to not have a freaking agenda. And just be we're creating cool stories.
It's supposed to be
not wow
it's
moments.
supposed to be escapism, not, political stuff.
I'm gonna teach you something.
Yeah.
Also, the southern accents in the show. There's 2 southern accents, and
We're
both
done.
of them.
We're done. We're done with Kenobi.
I don't need Star Wars to teach me something.
No, we're done.
Unless it's about
What's next?
friendship.
And
What's
we only
next?
take that advice from Steven.
Spielberg.
If you're a creator online, you do freelance videography or any kind of contractual creative work, and you need music that's copyright free, that's not going to get you in trouble with YouTube copyright search bots and all of the algorithms trying to find all the infringements you try to pass, go no further. We use Soundstripe here at Wiseworks, and it has not steered us wrong in any count. It's actually really fun to go through and look at all of the different categories, all of the different genres, all of the different vibes of the music, and select which one's gonna be the best and most creative choice for that specific body of work or that specific project you're working on. And if you use the link in the description, that's our link, And at checkout, use wiseworks10. That's promo code wiseworks10. You will get 10% discount off on your first purchase. So we really appreciate using our link in the description if this is something you are interested in getting a subscription to for your content. Let's get back to the episode. We're going to give a review, not a rant, a spoiler review of Baz Luhrmann's Elvis. We watched it this past weekend. Woo!
And I can help.
Did they sing that? Oh.
Falling in love with you.
A lot of music people were pissed.
Yeah, why?
Hold on, hear this out. A lot of music people were pissed because that sweet moment when he was overseas or whatever, and he's getting to know his girl, and they play that song. It's like some modern version of it, and it's not actually him singing it because he put a record on of the song, and it's not him because he sang that song.
You know, there was a lot of modern artists that were in this. You know, Eminem had a song in this. No,
did he?
At the end.
It
was in the
I know
credits.
Doja Cat. Did you spot Doja Cat?
I didn't see her.
She was in the crowd. They
Was she
They
really?
gave her a close up for like 2 seconds.
I don't
While her
know.
song was
I don't know what
playing.
she looks like.
I do, but I wasn't watching for her. To be honest.
Just look for a pretty black woman. It might be her.
Okay. I don't know what she looks like.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Doja Cat like laughing at another lady in the streets while they were playing her song.
First off, I think we should just go into the performance of Austin Butler.
Aye, puppy.
Wait, what? What?
What's this fuzzy picture?
Yeah,
Shut up.
Give us something different. Give us something.
There we go.
No, give us something
That's
different.
good. No, that's good.
That's
I like
good.
that one.
Austin Butler, a
Aced it.
12 out of 10.
The man's been in some other stuff.
He's never played something.
But
like
this is
He's on a new level.
the type of performance that you rarely see. I mean, every other biopic I think I've ever seen.
What actor has come close to this with their performance?
Gosh dang it. There's got to be one or two.
There's some.
I'm trying to.
but
Are we talking about of sheer performance or of somebody playing somebody else?
just performance.
There's quite a few, but this playing Elvis. I mean, you know, even what's his name? Rami Malek,
Yeah.
who played Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He was good,
He didn't play this.
but he didn't play this.
I would say
Joaquin Phoenix.
on the scale like average actors.
Johnny Cash.
Remy,
Johnny Cash, not as good as this.
Not as good as this.
average actors. Remy, Austin Butler. Just a
Oh, yeah?
tiny bit.
Nah.
Just a tiny
Throw
bit.
Joaquin Phoenix right there.
Okay, but Austin's still above both.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know about your scale, right? I think he's a great actor. I think this was just an incredible performance.
Absolutely.
I think he fit the role so well. He sang so good.
Mm-hmm.
It was
everything.
perfect.
It was so good.
And the moments that with the social and like the social complications, not just with the race, but also with the gyrations, the wiggle, or what they call it, wiggling. Don't be wiggling like that, boy. There was some serious, like, it seemed like when you look back at it, Elvis is just trying to have fun. But when you get up close and you notice, like, this is a freaking statement, dude.
Yeah.
You know, it's something you don't see.
Yeah. The thing I liked about Austin Butler is all the acting was his mouth movement.
His face. He did very good.
His
Elvis.
mouth movement was perfect for
He
Elvis.
did very
You
good
watch
Elvis
videos of
movement.
young Elvis, you watch videos of Austin Butler, it was perfect.
What else can be said other than, gosh dang it was perfect.
So I'm of the opinion, and I think Joe differs on this opinion, that Baz Luhrmann was probably the right director for this job. There are some creative differences that I would have that I wouldn't have added into the movie.
Are we gonna fully get into that or point them to the other
I'm just
video?
gonna. We do
Let's
have
touch
another
on it.
video.
Yeah.
But for the kind of how the movie feels chaotic, I think it works really well.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you're living this rock star life and it's moving too fast for you to be able to keep up.
So this was my opinion about it because I was not part of that video.
Okay.
The first half was very chaotic.
Mm-hmm.
The second half felt better in linear story and all that. At first, I did not like it, but then I took a step back and I was like, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley had a white jumpsuit he would he would put on every night as he went out on stage and thank you very much.
Sometimes it was red or blue.
Thank you very much. And
sometimes it was
Elvis
floppy.
Presley was weird. So I think his style with the compilation of Elvis Presley did work.
All right, hear me out. I'm split on this, okay? They could have chosen Baz to do this story for the purpose of his directing style. They could have. I think the writers or whoever's producing it could have selected him, and they selected him a while ago. I think they were in prep for this, way back in 2013, 2014. It was a long time ago. However, I also think that Baz did not try to respect, in some ways, the emotion of the story he's telling.
I don't know. There was a lot of
sacrificed. Hold on, hear me out. He sacrificed a level of audience engagement for his directing style.
See,
okay,
but I think
maybe a little bit. I would agree a little bit.
I think you're underestimating the audience a little bit.
I'm telling you, I've done extensive research. The audience is split.
I think
reviews online, on YouTube, written reviews from critics. The audience is split, man.
But you don't have
and it's all based around Baz.
That smart to follow the movie.
No, it's not. It's not about smart. It's that he's ripping us away with his creative techniques.
I hear what he's saying.
From not really digging into what some of these scenes had for us.
Not holding on a scene as long to feel the emotions because he wants to have a creative choice of going to another scene.
Moving to another scene. Yeah.
Which I would agree with that, but that's why I said I didn't first agree with it, but then I was like, wait, Elvis is a weird dude. Maybe it does fit.
Listen, I'm saying what you're saying, the fever dream, the chaos, it fits the vibe of Elvis. But that wasn't Elvis's entire life. What about his love life? What about him having fun in the upstairs with all the other singers just trying to blow off some steam?
I saw somebody who said, I don't remember which video I was watching. I watched a number of them. The movie's not truly what you would call a biopic.
No.
It is more of a it's more like a superhero movie.
Huh?
Yeah.
I would say it's an artistic.
Hold on, let Wyatt let Wyatt explain what he's talking about.
So what people say, I think even what Baz has said of it being kind of like a superhero movie is it's, the hero discovers his powers and then lives this kind of life where he, uses his powers throughout the movie, and it doesn't end well. But he becomes that hero.
Isn't there a superhero movie like this? I could be wrong. I've never really seen it. Hitchcock with Will Smith. Isn't that about
a tragic hero story?
Yeah.
No, he's a hobo, but he's also essentially like an angel or something.
Oh, okay. Maybe I've never seen the movie. I just thought that's what it was about.
That's kind of what, it's more of a chronicling of his big moments in life. More of the onstage stuff, and less about, it's like, oh, we're gonna, sit down and have happy time in this room and talk and laugh and joke. It's like, no, anybody can learn that, but it's watching the movie is seeing Elvis the way everybody saw him, along with some of the things that he was aside from that. But I think what the movie did really well is making you feel like you are watching Elvis concerts.
Yeah.
Like you're an audience member throughout these different eras in his life. I feel like when they first show him, it feels like a small little area and he sings and you feel that. You're like, oh yeah, I can feel being here.
Another issue that a lot of music people are having, and this, I don't necessarily have an issue, I'm just voicing what I've heard. They're relying on modern music to get us hyped to try to feel what people felt like back then.
Yeah, like twice.
Well, the whole beginning with like the first time we see him perform, they're relying on a modern twist of music and the excitement and the intensity of that and the way that all the women in the crowd respond to it.
That's how it would have felt to those kids.
That's what I'm saying. They just don't. Music people don't like that they are using modern music to try to create emotion
music
for
people
this.
suck and they don't watch movies. All right.
But this is about Elvis.
Yeah.
These are the people that have all of Elvis's music forever.
Right.
You know?
But it's
the biggest fans.
But it's a movie. It's supposed to convey certain emotion. It's a movie.
Oh.
So it's supposed to convey certain emotions to the audience. And if it doesn't do that, then you failed.
Yeah.
And I don't think the movie failed on that.
No, it didn't fail.
I don't think it failed on telling the story. What did you guys think about Tom Hanks' character?
I think he acted the crap out of it.
He acted it. I did not like the prosthetics of his character.
I mean,
feel
it
like
looks convincing.
They've done better, and I feel like it felt a little bit like he was wearing a suit.
I never had a problem with the prosthetics. I was never like, oh, it didn't pull me out of the movie. What did after the fact was that he probably had his accent from Holland, which is where he was originally from, in the beginning. But towards the end of his life, he had a more American Southern accent.
Yeah.
So
they didn't stay consistent with that.
So he just kind of has the Holland accent throughout the movie.
This is issue number 2 I have. Not so much with Baz, but definitely with the writers. I would have not leaned into Colonel as much as they did. I know they're trying to tell a story of Colonel manipulating Elvis, but that's what it felt like, and they titled it Elvis. And it's like, we're skipping over a lot of Elvis's life so we can have a sinister conversation with the Colonel and some hotel owner.
They're not going to sell tickets, and it's not going to be a well-known movie if they call it Colonel
Tom
Elvis's.
Parker.
Yeah. They're going to have to name it Elvis for us to like it. So,
but then it's disappointing when we get into it. That's issue number 2. The public has spoken.
I don't have a problem with that, actually.
No, I like having him as a counterweight.
Yeah, and as
it's the
almost
villain
narrator. He was telling the story.
Yeah, and he's like, he's kind of like
some people
call
like me I am
Elvis's-
the villain of this story.
He's kind of like Elvis's kryptonite.
Yeah.
You know, if
is.
he's a superhero, he's always
master manipulation of
manipulator.
Elvis.
I'm not a writer. If I was going to write it, I wouldn't make it from Colonel. I wouldn't make it from Elvis. I would make it from like an obscure band member that somehow just was like a third eye to everything.
Now that would be a dumb film.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just throwing it out
I
there.
don't know. I don't know how I would write it. The Colonel's a good counterweight. There's not a ton you can do. You know, he did seriously, I think, manipulated a lot of Elvis's life. He wouldn't let Elvis go on talk shows. He wouldn't let him go on talk shows.
Yeah.
You know, he didn't want him on there. He thought it would ruin his career. He didn't let him go overseas. You know,
that was a big tragic.
Tom Hanks played. I would say Tom Hanks was a 8.8 out of 10. He was really
good.
good.
No, he was
Tom Hanks was good.
Tom Hanks brought the thunder for this role.
Mm-hmm.
He brought the thunder.
Austin Butler was a little better, in my opinion, but Tom Hanks was good. He was very good.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say
they
he
both
was-
were
who was
very
that?
good.
Yeah.
There's hard to find an actor in this that wasn't great. I want a quick factoid. You remember when Tom Hanks and his wife got COVID in Australia and everyone was freaking out?
Yeah.
It was when they were filming this.
Oh, dang. I would say overall the issues I have with the direct, like Baz Luhrmann's directing
Uh-huh.
is overshadowed by, how well the story made me feel like I was seeing kind of the journey of Elvis the way an audience might.
Yeah.
Along with Austin Butler's performance outweighs the some of the directorial choices that I wouldn't have gone with. So,
but ultimately, you have no qualms.
I mean,
only 5.
I will say this: I was thinking about what director would I have gotten to do it other than Baz, and that's a hard freaking question. Because when it comes down to it, what director's not going to have problems?
I mean, almost all biopic movies. Almost all biopic movies that chronicle a character's young life, like their life for a significant number of years, feel this kind of chaotic, but without a lot some of the storytelling elements that I think this had. So,
yeah. I don't know who you would get to do it otherwise, but I do say this is just some fun pictures of actual Elvis. Look at that one with the gun.
Why does he have a gun?
I do want to watch
a
couple of. I want to watch a couple of his movies. I want to watch the ones that Elvis.
Oh, okay.
A couple of his like really good ones that people are like, these are really good movies. And then I want to watch some of the bad ones because the ones where he's in the movie and he's not playing Elvis.
Yeah,
that was the big issue. Is like he had the ability to act, and when in the movies where he's playing a serious role, he's pretty good, and the movie's pretty good. But they wanted him in so many movies where he was just Elvis.
Yeah,
he was just kind of playboy, handsome guy, singer, lounge singer, guy who drives around a cool car.
Kind of crazy about the life of Elvis, how lavish he went so fast. I mean, he went so fast in the lavishness as soon as he got money.
I mean, when we watched the film, there were so many older women at the theater that was just like, and I was like,
after every Elvis performance,
as an older man, as your husband, I would be secure because you've probably been married for quite a few years, but I would just be ashamed.
I'd be a little uncomfortable.
I would be uncomfortable
how
being
much
like,
my wife is like,
into
Elvis,
this character or this person that's not even around anymore. I'd be like, man, I don't feel secure
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's
weird.
You didn't see it as much as me and Wyatt because we were in the theater.
Yeah,
we were kind of sitting
this lady
next
was
to this
leaning
lady
forward with her hands like clutched like this.
She was clutched. She was singing every song like
clapping,
not very loud, but under her breath. She was like, "Wise man," like, and then she was like that was a great performance. And
but isn't it kind of sweet how excited it made her? You don't like old ladies being happy.
I thought it was amazing.
Joshua doesn't like old ladies being happy.
I like old ladies being happy, but it didn't feel sweet. It felt like an obsession.
It felt like fangirl obsession.
It felt fangirl obsession.
We've seen the fangirl obsession. I thought it was amazing because the movie makes it such a huge point of how much his fans love him, how much they freak out for him, and I'm like, clearly that's fake. And this old lady's doing, and I'm like, man, he's still doing.
There wasn't one though.
Yeah, there were multiple. There were several in the crowd.
We were sitting in the theater on a Sunday night, Saturday night. There wasn't a lot of people in the theater, but like you could hear in the theater where the old ladies were. It was like
I was like, she's a fan. She's a fan. Still doing it even to this day. He's doing it.
Still just rocking the hearts off of these women.
Still rocking the hearts out of these women. It's amazing.
Yeah. Rate 1 out of 10, boys. 1 out of 10.
9.
9?
I don't. As a movie, I'm gonna give it a 9. As Elvis Presley, not so much because I'm not a fan of Elvis. But as a movie, I'm gonna give it a 9.
That's pretty big.
Actually, over Top Gun. I'm going to give it, what Top Gun? What did I say, 8.8?
Yeah.
8.7. I'm going to give it that. 8.7. It wasn't as good as Top Gun, but it was...
You thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very enjoyable.
I'm going to give it a 7.5.
And I was going to give it a straight 7.
Yeah.
And that's just because my personal issues.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Baz's directing style.
The way the movie made me feel afterwards, after leaving the theater, it warrants an 7.5.
I mean, yeah, but I stood up at Top Gun and I was like, it's a 9!
Yeah.
It's a 9!
I don't know. It was a interesting movie. It's enjoyable.
It was enjoyable. Not anywhere
Wait,
close
it
to a
wasn't
terrible
enjoyable?
tier. It was enjoyable.
Yeah, it was enjoyable. It wasn't, I would say, thankfully, it wasn't like a lot of the crap we get these days.
We haven't done this in a while. We've been kind of skipping it.
There's a reason, because it's boring.
5 words
And
or
I
less.
hate it.
What would you say that this was lacking or it was great with? Austin Butler won this movie. His performance is why I liked it so much. Tom Hanks was good, but he wasn't why I liked it so
I
much.
got mine. You go ahead.
I'm still figuring mine out. You go for it.
Oh, mine is just Elvis has left the building.
Dang it.
It's like perfect.
Dang it, man. Dang it.
Well, thank you very much.
Were you gonna do very similar?
I was thinking about something like that, but I didn't come up with it as fast.
Just
You gotta be quick.
Spit.
All right, I'll just spit it out. Here we go. I wanted to see more.
Okay,
Oh.
I can see that.
I wanted to see other
I wanted
parts of
to
Elvis's
see
life.
longer shots.
I really wanted to see.
Yeah.
I wanted to freaking see the biggest performance in world history.
Mhm.
I wanted to, they just breezed right past that one.
Yeah.
Which one was that?
The one where 50 billion people showed up.
Oh yeah. Oh
Not
yeah.
50
Like
billion. There's only 7 billion.
Well, like the-
was
50
that,
million people or something.
or like his live.
was that when he was in Vegas?
Yeah.
Or like his live Hawaii show.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That was a massive.
Yeah.
I mean that
Was that even in the movie?
that show
I
was
don't
so
remember it.
big.
They had the colonel briefly mention it and take credit for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was passing. It was like whoop, and we covered that.
That show is so big that Elvis's legacy still lives on in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And they breezed right past it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
We
freaking
Lingered.
Lilo and Stitch. They have a line for that or like a whole thing.
Yeah,
it's like
Elvis is such
Presley
a big thing.
Sat on this bench.
Yeah, Elvis is so big in Lilo and Stitch. He's big in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hawaiians loved him.
They loved him.
All right.
That was our review.
That was our review. Spoilers and all which ways.
Would you recommend people going to see this? I would say yes.
I'd say yeah.
But the
Just
problem
go watch
is,
it. It's good.
it has been out a number of weeks. I think it'll still be playing in theaters.
No,
Get
it's
your-
only the.
It's probably going
by
to
the
come
time
out.
this comes out,
It
All right,
probably
then
will come out on
see
HBO
the
Max. Not too
movie.
far. Not too
Then
long.
see the movie. I'd say just see the movie. Even if you're not going out to see
It's
it,
worth
see
the big
movie.
screen. It's worth.
It
the
is
big
worth
screen.
the big screen.
If you were gonna skip out on this one, don't.
Don't
Yeah,
be.
it's a good one to go watch in the theater.
None of us really hated it. So, Wyatt, introduce your animation pick for this week, so we can wrap up this puppy.
So I forgot this week, but this is one that one of us was going to pick.
Don't say that because this is a great show.
Could you let me finish that thought?
Okay.
Josh has been really talking.
I know.
Tonight. Have you noticed?
Yeah, it's a weird
I was
energy.
struggling to get any words in during Kenobi.
One of us was going to pick it because it is such a good show. It's hard to put into words everything the show is. It's well written. It's fun. Good characters. A great story. And all in 3 seasons. So you don't have to watch a million seasons of show to
3.
enjoy something so good. Hit us.
Hit us with that.
It's Avatar: The Last Airbender.
So this is not
It's
the
amazing.
animation that we're
This
bringing.
is the animation.
Would you stop commenting on the art we throw up on the
This is
screen?
animation from the show.
People see this and they know what we're talking about.
People
all
know
right?
what this is.
Josh was like, just so everyone
We're
knows.
specifically
This
about the animation
picture.
pick, and this is not great.
It's an amazing picture.
What's the character's name?
Aang.
Is this Aang? That's all you need to know. Is it a cartoon version of Aang?
I think if
Not the cartoon.
if somebody said,
version.
"What does the last Airbender look like?" people would point to this picture.
Josh was like,
People would
it's
find
not correct.
No,
It
people would
wasn't
find
from the
this
show.
picture and be like, "That's him." They may not even know his name. They're like, "That's the last Airbender."
Maybe.
I saw the commercials on Nickelodeon or whatever.
Solid pick. I had not watched Avatar when I was a kid or anything. Going into COVID, they released it on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I think my former roommate, we don't mention them anymore. They were like, yeah, Avatar's good, and I was like, I guess I'll watch it. I watched a couple episodes, and I'm like, I'm hooked. I watched all of it so fast,
and see, that's
so good.
That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know that now, as an adult, I would have watched the first couple episodes and been like, I'm hooked. I don't know. Actually,
it wasn't
no, you know
the first
what?
couple.
The first couple episodes.
I had to force myself to watch a couple episodes.
The first season is a little bit more kind of chaotic.
Mhm.
Once you hit that season 1 finale, it gets epic after
It's like
that.
a flower, it just blooms.
Yeah, everything after the season 1 finale, all the storytelling, all the characters, how they change and develop and grow.
Mm-hmm.
Really good, really
All right.
solid.
I mean, Dante Bosco. Bosco.
You can't.
He's amazing. Rufy.
I understand that. It's just we've talked about
10
this
out of
show
10.
so much on this podcast, and Josh was
10
every
out-
time like, I got the hots for Dante Bosco.
He's like 45.
Every time Josh can't get his name out his mouth.
Here's
I gotta.
the biggest issue I have with this show is that Joe won't watch it.
It's not
See,
that I
that's
won't
your
watch it.
problem.
All right, you guys watch Peaky Blinders? I'll watch it.
Sure.
Sure.
All right, get going.
All right.
We'll have it done by. Okay, we're this weekend. Next weekend we'll have it done. We'll have all of it done.
No, you won't.
You'd be surprised how quick I can watch a show.
Yeah, we'll have it done.
This is 3
Well, it's done.
seasons
It's done.
of a technically like
Next
American anime.
This is the next podcast.
There's no Japanese or dubbing or anything that you have to muscle through. There's 1 or 2 filler episodes that, even while, yes, they are technically filler episodes, they still have a point to them and are
All
fun
right,
to
I'll
watch.
just skip through the ones I already watched. I'm not rewatching stuff I already
Okay,
watched.
No, you got to start from the beginning.
No, I've already watched the beginning like 3 times trying to do this.
Find the episode you were on and start watching.
All right, it was right after he found out that all the Airbenders were dead.
Such a big moment.
And I was like,
This guy.
that's a bummer, dude. All right, listen.
I mean, do you not
You're screaming in the mic a lot tonight.
just let's finish this episode?
All right, thank you guys for watching. We're going to fight on the Midnight Special, so make sure you stick around for that coming out Sunday, Saturday, Friday. What am I saying? The Midnight Special comes out Friday at 10 p.m.
It always comes out at Friday, and you're
What
like,
was going on
You're
tonight?
like Sunday.
Saturday.
I was
Wait.
like, what is this?
It's a new podcast coming out on Sunday.
Guess so.
Nope. Friday night at 10 p.m. as it always does. Thank you guys for watching and listening through your ear holes.
See you next time.
What is that Rick and Morty song go like?
The Terry Folds.
Terry Folds. Yeah.
I don't want to sing it.
Yeah, sing it.
I'm not gonna sing.
Sing it with me.
No,
Not gonna.
don't.
Touch my
Deep in
Terry
the
Folds.
meadow. What is that song? The one from Avatar. Deep in the.
I'm not going out
Okay.
singing like a
Okay.
freaking Avatar tune.
Deep.
I wanna
in
sing
the
Terry Folds.
From the
Vine.
I want to sing Terry
Falling
Folds.
so
I
slow.
want to sing Terry Folds. Sing Terry Folds with me.
We're done.
No, I'm not singing Terry Folds.
Touch my.